So this video will be our first of a few in a series that we'll call Halloween Humanity 2025, and we are literally on the road as I record this. To kick this off, I went to Louisville, Kentucky for the opening day of Pumpkins at Kentucky Kingdom, a family-friendly fall fest presented by Humana involving all kinds of pumpkin arrangements and decorations with accompanying lighting that makes them glow throughout the park. I believe it's their fourth year of delivering this event, and of course I went in looking for what kind of escape this park's seasonal offerings would be providing. Soon I'll be doing the same at Kings Island, Cedar Point, and Holiday World as well. So be sure to subscribe, and very important, tap that notification bell to see all our new videos in the Halloween Humanity series. So my plan was to check out the pumpkin motif and their Halloween theming and events, and definitely get some rides on their roller coasters. After going inside, I noticed this arrangement and sculpture that looked like it was alluding to the legend of Sleepy Hollow at first, but then I thought again, that may or may not be too scary to have the impact on tone that the park was going for, a more friendly one. After getting a closer look, it became clear that this sculpture is a jockey and horse like you'd see at the Derby. That made a lot more sense. The space offered guests a photo op as soon as they entered the park. I took a left from there thinking I could walk straight to Lightning Run, but I noticed the fencing for the attraction that is replacing T3 now sectioned off this path. I don't think this indicates any update on this section of the park on the new attraction that's going here. The flying theme that is implied in the phrase "test your wings" had me thinking about Dollywood's new ride, Night Flight Expedition. That one also had a flying theme, which made people think it was going to be some kind of flying theater ride like Soarin'. But as we know, it's going to include a variety of ride systems with a particular emphasis on the boat ride, since it's a Mock Rides Rocking Boat model. Since this park is in the same chain, I think this is a brilliant way of building up anticipation. Anyway, the purpose of blocking this path is just to create space for the stage here. There was music and choreographed dancing, and even a DJ later. Although this was a very low attendance day, so not many people were here for the DJ. Attendance will likely be higher on Saturdays. When I turned back around to walk the other direction, I noticed these trick-or-treat stations all over the front of the park, and the characters Boo and Mummy were doing a meet and greet. Notice the times in the flyer. More family-friendly Halloween photo opportunities like these were all over the park. There was also a flyer for a magic show. I didn't go to this, but notice the times shown here as well. You'll see this amazing pumpkin set here as well, which looked fantastic at night. And just behind this area near the meet and greet is a merch store. And there were a few shirts for the event, including this one that shows one of their ongoing arrangements. From here, I walked through this area and noticed a few more trick-or-treat stations, as well as the Bluegrass Bakery that is at all the Hershon parks. For those of you who have visited Dollywood or Silver Dollar City, you'll notice this bakery serves the most delicious cinnamon bread. They did change the menu a bit for this event though, and they were serving seasonal desserts such as apple crumble and ice cream, so this is a good opportunity to relax after some walking and enjoy a treat. I was getting a sense of the vibes they were going for, and that was to create these photo ops all over the park, including this spider on the right side of the bakery. If you're going here for photos, there are a lot of great visuals in the background, especially if you arrive at nighttime when these are all glowing. From here, I entered the queue for Lightning Run, the park's Chance Rides Hyper GTX coaster, and the only one of this model in the world. The name is just a metaphor for the speed and power of a fast-moving car. I was excited to see it was a walk-on. Of course, I took the front row. I've ridden this ride before, so I knew how aggressive it was. After the drop, Lightning Run reaches speeds of 55 miles per hour. It has those sharp hills that Joe Draves is known for. If you've ever ridden Air Force One or Wildcat's Revenge, you'll know what I'm talking about. For a ride with only a 100-foot drop, the layout is used to max out the amount of airtime a coaster could possibly deliver on all these hills. And this coaster's aggression isn't limited to delivering negative G experiences. There are these low-to-the-ground lateral moments in the second half that remind me a bit of El Toro's laterals. They are tight, and they throw you from one side to the other before this finale of smaller hills that keeps tossing you out of your seat. Anyway, from here, I made my way over to the giant wheel, the park's tallest ride and their Ferris wheel. I had ridden this previously as well, and I met a group of students on the ride who had traveled to Louisville for a Bands of America event from Joliet, Illinois. I was a band kid when I was younger as well, so it was great to chat with them about music and theme parks, and the views on that ride are always spectacular. You can see the ride, you can see the entire park from the top. Just be aware that the ops team may take your bag. They were taking everyone's bags as we were getting on the ride. From here, I walked to the Discovery Meadows section and noticed that this area included some light theming for Halloween, including this lighted tunnel and a few pumpkin arrangements. Before it got dark, I made sure to get a few more rides on both Windchaser and Woodland Run, the park's wooden coaster. But I went to Windchaser first, and this is a roller coaster with some interesting theming. As a rider, you'll imagine that you are a large owl while going through an owl's maneuvers during its flight. This is fitting for its design. The ride used to be called Storm Chaser and was changed to be more fitting in the Discovery Meadow area. There were also other rides called Storm Chaser. And when I arrived, the ops team was having a roller coaster debate. It was hilarious to hear their hot takes on rides at Kings Island. They'll know what I'm talking about. But again, this ride was just a station wait. I took the second to last row, and this ride hit harder than I remembered, perhaps because I sat in the third row the first time. This ride is one of Rocky Mountain Construction's all-steel iBox track coasters. It reaches speeds of 52 miles per hour after a 100-foot, 78-degree barrel roll down drop and a sharp hill before a wave turn and a series of barrel rolls and wacky airtime hills that throw you different directions. Like many RMC coasters, this one is relentless in its pacing, and since this one is designed by Alan Schilke, the elements were not at all traditional. I can't get enough of those weird moments of airtime/laterals, so I went back to ride this a few more times. And special thanks to the ride op on my second ride in the front row, how he asked me if I wanted more airtime. That was really cool. And he left a little space between me and the lap bar to make my ride more pleasant. Side note, I'm also hypermobile, so it's better for me when I can move a little in my seat. Also, another shout out to all the people who asked me to ride with them on this ride and Woodland Run. That was so personable and fun. I really appreciate connecting with y'all. As I mentioned, I did ride Woodland Run, the park's wooden coaster as well. This is an older ride manufactured by the Din Corporation and has a few sections that were recently retracked and even reprofiled by Gravity Group. The ride is themed to one experiencing all the natural beauty of Kentucky. Like Windchaser, it was renamed during the development of Discovery Meadow and used to be called Thunder Run. This ride has been at the park since 1990 and was designed by Curtis Summers and John Fetterman, who also designed all the wooden coasters at Knoebels. So this ride has some historical value, which I appreciate. This ride involves going through a double out and back layout with a 74-foot drop into an immediate turn, a new speed hill, and a few airtime hills before a turnaround when similar elements are repeated on the older track. I found that the first hill was the highlight element. It really threw me out of my seat, and it doesn't just go straight over the hill. It has that airtime/lateral feel that I mentioned enjoying so much earlier. This coaster did have the longest wait, but it was only a 2-train wait. The park makes the ride ops request that you keep your lap bar up after putting on your seatbelt, so it takes them a little more time. And these are PTC trains, so sometimes riders who end up stuck in their seats sometimes need a ride operator to step on the lever to release the restraint. I always remember to bring my patience with me on these older coasters. They're totally worth waiting for. One thing I did notice was all the water had been drained from the wave pool and all the water rides at the park, so be prepared not to go on any water rides if you go to Pumpkins at Kentucky Kingdom. After several rides on the coasters in this area and walking back toward the front of the park, the sun was finally setting, so I took one last walk around the park to check out all the lighting, and it was beautiful. Just check this out. I had a great time here for Pumpkins at Kentucky Kingdom. I rode a few great roller coasters, met wonderful people, and enjoyed the seasonal vibes in this park with all their immersive lighting and glowing pumpkins. This all offered a great escape from my daily routines. Finally, if you're going here, note that this event is scheduled only for the weekends and the times change. On Fridays, it's 5 to 9 p.m., and it's all day on Saturdays and Sundays until October 26th. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, tap the like button, share it with your friends and family, and of course subscribe and tap that notification bell to see all our upcoming videos in the Halloween Humanities series. As always, be good, take care of yourself, and have fun at the parks.